healthy, which unfortunately and tragically is not often. He's damn good when he's healthy. And the Boston Celtics, of course, blow a 3-1 lead. And, oh, by the way, with that 3-1 lead in Game 5, they had a 13-point lead at one point in the second half. So that is an inexcusable letdown and meltdown from Boston, who is not in a gap year. We cannot do the gap year thing. You can't say all year, no gap year, and then, oh, well, who cares? Tatum wasn't healthy, etc. But Jaylen Brown, who I loved Jaylen Brown. I have loved Jaylen Brown. I think he's a great player. He is as smart as could be in terms of just, like, if you're going to power rank intelligence in the NBA, power rank intelligence anywhere. Jaylen Brown is at top of the food chain.
He's a brilliant person.
You would dream of being as smart as this guy. But maybe some people are saying he had some dumb comments last night on a live stream on Twitch because he discussed Joel Embiid and the flopping in this series.
This is my personal opinion on basketball. Some of y'all might disagree. You know what I mean? But argue with your grandma. Flopping has ruined our game. Joel Embiid is a great player, one of the best bigs in basketball history. Flops. He know it. This ain't breaking news. This ain't, you know what I mean? It is what it is. I can clip it up. Like I said, y'all can post it on these paid accounts that y'all, these bot, whatever. That's just my opinion.
Okay, flops. He may be right. Everyone seems to flop in the NBA today. And
Embiid has been an offender.
And so is Jaylen Brown. And I don't understand the upside of doing this.
For Jaylen Brown?
I'm very confused about the Celtics' actions post-loss.
Yeah, they weren't great.
Well, number one, Courtney brought up, I know I may be old school and miserable. Smiling and laughing after a series loss, I just don't get.
I don't get that one either.
And both of their stars did that. I just don't understand that for the life of me. I saw my daughter smiling on the court yesterday. I started yelling, "What are you laughing at? You're down points." She's 9. I don't understand that.
Did she lock in after?
They lost 23-3. I don't know how much of a lock-in they had in their team yesterday.
Oh, it's like the Hawks and the Knicks the other night.
Yeah, seriously. But, like, let's just start with this part, because there's another part of this. What's the upside to saying that, if you're Jaylen Brown, Smalls, about Embiid flopping?
It's not going to change the outcome of the series.
No.
You're on a stream right now, and he's getting ready for the next round.
That's right.
And even if there is truth in what he's saying, it's going to come off as childish. It's going to come off as him being a sore loser, and it's going to come off as him making excuses for the Boston Celtics. It doesn't even matter what percentage of truth is in the multiple comments that he made that we're going to break down here. Everyone's going to say, if you didn't like it, play better. Let's not point to officiating. Let's not point to flopping. You guys are the team that had the championship DNA. You guys were the team that was favored. You guys were the team that everybody, or not everybody, but a lot of people were writing in Sharpie to represent the East in the finals, and you lost. And it's going to come off as excuse making.
All right, wait, that's Smalls' reaction to part 1. Courtney, I want your reaction to part 2 of this, because there's Jaylen Brown also on this live stream on Twitch last night. FCHWPO is his Twitch. He said the refs had an agenda against Jaylen Brown?
Our team finished dead last in getting calls. And I was vocal about it. I got thrown out some games, or et cetera. And they keep saying like this push off and this stuff like that. You know how many players do that? That is such that's the common play, a basketball play. Every player does it. So why are you targeting me? It clearly had an agenda. Like, maybe because I spoken that was critical of the refs in the regular season. So you know how they responded. Like, we gonna call you're gonna lead the playoffs in offensive fouls. That's how that was the response from the officiating crew. You could clearly tell. And I've actually spoke to some refs, and they said it was agenda going into each game. So anytime Jaylen brings his arm up, just from reputation, just call it. Like, but Paul George does the same thing. Jalen Brunson does the same thing. I can go down the list. It's a basketball play, whether y'all believe it or not.
Holy cow. You're going to insinuate that you spoke to the refs before the game and they told you that there would be a game plan to call these fouls on you. I would love to see the receipts on that one. Otherwise, he should be due a big old fine for saying something like that. And maybe he can't be because he said this on a Twitch stream. First and foremost, why? I'm all about guys getting away from basketball, getting away from any sport after you lose. Take a beat, clear your mind, so you don't say something that you're going to eventually regret. So the fact that he's doing this, airing out all of his grievances about the series and how it was officiated and all the flopping and things that he can't get away with, but other players can get away with, what are you doing? You sound like a petulant child here. And let's not like lost in all of this. And I know we don't have the sound for it, but the thing that bothered me the most about what Jaylen Brown said that is the most sorest of sore loser behavior when he was talking about how this was his favorite season to date, a season in which Jason Tatum didn't play 80% of it. This guy was an MVP candidate, and he had the world on his side. He was hearing more MVP chants in opposing arenas and home arenas than anywhere else he'd been throughout his career. He had more points per game than he had at any other point of his career. You were a minus 16 in Game 7, minus 24 in Game 6, minus 17 in Game 5. You were a big reason that your team lost. Yet you're going on a Twitch stream to blame everybody else, to blame the officiating, to blame the fact, well, they get to do it, but I don't. Like, sore loser to the nth degree. This is nonsense. This is not who I thought he was as a player, and I'm honestly more turned off by him today than I think I had been at any other point of his career. Because there have been questions about him and can he, what he does for the chemistry of this Boston Celtics team. Can he fit with Jason Tatum? Can the two of them coexist? The fact that we're talking about two superstars coexisting in the first place is a red flag because someone's got to acquiesce. This was his team this year. And this is ultimately how we're going to remember a blown 3-1 lead, not just for how the play went out on the court, but because of his words that he didn't have to say. No one was asking him. He jumped on that stream himself to air his grievances. That's the softest thing I've seen in a long time, guys. I hate it.
I'm so bummed by this. I actually made the ignorant statement that I would vote for him for MVP this year as number one over Shea, over Jokic, over Luka. The reason I said that, at the time I said that, and Smalls remembers I said that and I got laughed at, was because I thought his play was so great that it triggered the return of Jason Tatum. You, in essence, got an all-NBA player back only because this man led you to the 2 seed.
He put his play, putting the team on his back, put them in a position for Jason Tatum to feel like, if I come back, we have a chance.
We got
at
a
this
shot.
thing.
We got a shot. Yep. And I thought that was more valuable during the regular season than anything anyone else actually did, as odd as that may sound. I still think he's an awesome player. I still would want him on my team any day of the week. But this is just ridiculous. Like, the idea that everyone's out to get him and that they lost a 3-1 lead because of the referees and that Embiid flops. Yeah, everyone does it. I hate to say it this way, but it's smart. If the refs are going to call it, everybody rips on Shea. Oh, foul merchant. But if he gets called for fouls, why would you not do that? Or fouls on him. If he can go to the free throw line and make a high percentage of shots, why would you not want to go there? Why would you not want to do that? I'm bummed about this with Jaylen Brown, and you have to wonder, based on the comments, Courtney, that you just brought up about this is the most fun season of my career and the way this ended and all the salary stuff the Celtics have going on, we have talked for years about could this be the end of Tatum and Brown, and it has never, ever, ever made sense. It still doesn't make sense. But are they breadcrumbing the potential end of Tatum and Brown? Because if you look at the totality of this group, they have been awesome together. 1 title. Just like KG, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen. Awesome together. 1 title. Right? Like the greats, the great groups, the Warriors, more than 1 title. Shaq and Kobe, more than 1 title. Obviously, Michael. LeBron and Wade and Bosh, more than 1 title. I think Oklahoma City is going to have more than 1 title. This Celtics group has basically been great for a decade. Simultaneously, they've also come up short a few times, too.
You can be great and also disappointing at the same time. Both things can exist.
And I think the last 2 iterations of the Celtics have been both. The Tatum and Brown Celtics have been great and disappointing. And the KG, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce version of the Celtics, great and disappointing. Simultaneously.
It feels incomplete. Like it should have been more. Especially this year and last year. I know Tatum got injured, obviously, at the end, but the Knicks had that in hand before the injury.
And that group, obviously, the previous group, cannot fix that. this group can, and I understand people want to bring up, oh, well, Tatum's hurt, and he was, but without Tatum, they were the 2 seed. The
Won
idea,
56 games.
the idea of beating the Sixers at home without Tatum is not an insurmountable task based on the greatness of Jaylen Brown and that team all year.
They've also been terrible at home.
But did they? And there's a reason why. They live by the 3, die by the 3.
Well, and the Celtics were worse with him on the floor. He was minus 66 in 3 games, the last 3 games that they played, plus 26 without him.